Greetings, everybody. This is Archangel Macintosh, aka Mikael Israel, from the 12 tribes of Israel, the tribe Levi, the tribe of Judah, and the tribe of Gad. Well, in today's video, we are going to be discussing free information about sovereignty, and we're also going to be talking about nationality, the two last important phases of becoming spiritually sovereign and indigenous creditors of Mother Earth. If you haven't seen my previous videos, please make sure you do. I believe this is part 4 and the last one is part 3, if I am right. And I hope you have your pen, pencils and pad ready, and you're ready to pretty much take note. This is going to be a continuation of what we've learned already and stuff based on the supreme laws of life and existence, based on the natural laws, based on let me see. We also discuss with the natural laws, the common laws. We also discuss the universal laws and things like that. So if you haven't, we also discuss man-made laws as well. So if you haven't seen those yet, please make sure you watch my previous videos before you see this, because it will help you go in a chronological order and help you chronologically understand this, which means in a 1, 2, 3 step fashion instead of going from 3 to 1 to 2 and then trying to figure it out. So follow me as I lead. All this information is found on my my school and website, which is the Spiritually Sovereign and Indigenous Creditors of Mother Earth. For short, you can call it Spiritually Sovereign. I see me. I see myself. And let's go ahead and begin because we have a couple of things to touch up on. So, all right, what is sovereignty, honor, royalty, autonomy, and self-government? Our Creator is sovereign, and we are made in His image. Sovereignty means that you are your own self-government, self-dictator, self-officer, self-trustee, self-surety, self-police, self-sheriff, self-choice maker, self-judge, self-bully, self-friend, self-dependent, self-privileged, self-credited, self-source, and self-refuge. Every spirit is sovereign. Only the spirit can be and will ever be sovereign. Mother Earth, me, is sovereign, and the inhabitants within her is spiritually sovereign as well. The body, vessel, chariot, and land is a slave, worker, agent, and servant of the sovereign spirit and earth. And so is all man-made faculties, places, buildings, and things. There are servants and slaves. They all exist to serve, benefit, and protect the spiritually sovereign on his or her journey towards awakening. Sovereign spirits know this and live by this first law and natural covenant on a daily basis, even if it goes against cultural and earthly religious codes. The world leaders and their league of dedicated minions, also known as devils, devolved law enforcers, foreign law enforcers. Sovereignty is a natural state of being and is part of natural and universal common laws, natural and universal common principles, and natural and universal moralities. It truly doesn't deserve a name because your sovereignty is your unalienable, unalienable, and supreme, untouchable rights, power, and energy to be, act, move, say, do, feel, know, question, choose, not choose, consent, not consent, travel, claim, create, destroy, build, construct, erase, and or ascend how you want, when you want, at your own cause and effect based risk. It is your sovereign right and power to know what's going on your land and patrol the natural common law streets without the need for corporate, international, foreign, and satanic-based law enforcement greedy to make profit from our natural without the need for corporate, international, foreign, and satanic-based law enforcemental greedy to make profit, or law enforcemental people greedy to make profit from our natural daily disagreements and confusions. So I have to put officer here, or people. Don't need law enforcemental greedy people to make profit from us off of our daily disagreements and activities. Where you going? Where you driving? Why are you guys arguing for? You're going to jail. Like, what the hell? We're the police. We are the law. We are the police and sheriff, and we are our army and serve to protect earth. Yahawashi. Yahawashi, self, the Most High, spirit, consciousness, energy, free will, natural common principles, natural common moralities, natural common law powers, and natural common law choice. We are sovereign indigenous people living in a planet and universe full of sovereign and indigenous people and spirits. Mind is sovereign, and you have a right to use it. You have the sovereign, inalienable right to use your mind, heart, gut, imagination, visions, and intuition without being called crazy by mind controllers, reverse psychology, and psychopathic, man-made, uncommon rules. Sovereignty is not subject to law because sovereignty creates the law and have a choice to commit to it. It has a choice to commit to it or not. No one is forced to do anything against their own sovereign consent, permission, sovereign authorization, approval, and sovereign free will. Therefore, non-contractual, man-made laws, rules, statutes, codes, and ordinances do not apply to you as the sovereign spirit. It applies to the contracted employee, office servant, off-eye servant, legal fiction, straw man, artificial person with artificial non-common law duties, and etc. That does not mean that they can't use their powers to force you into something against your own free will or punish you for not giving away your sovereign spiritual rights to them, especially if you do not revoke, rebut, deny, or disagree with their orders, demands, and or contractual agreements. You are admitting that they are telling the truth, and now you are compelled to perform the duties, obligations, and terms of that undisclosed and or unevident, or maybe it is disclosed and placed as evidence on it for the record, contract, until you fulfill that undisclosed and or non-existing contract as stipulated and conditioned therein. They are purporting that an existing contract exists between you and them, and you are obligated to perform, or you will be put in jail or die rebelling and opposing it. No contract lasts forever unless you don't know it exists and never fulfill it, perform it, or complete it, or at most revoke it, deny it, cancel it, and terminate it, nullify it, suspend it, or etc. They shall pay for abusing their power and invading, trespassing, and interfering with our free will powers and rights to consent and or not consent, and to agree and or not agree. All the sovereign people and spirits will see these groups of people for whom they truly are, and will naturally punish them in the vibration of the jury, judge, and bailiff of the Most High, Yahweh, natural law, which is self. The game will turn on those who trespass on another natural common law man or woman's free will, land, body, vessel, private property, and chariot, Merkaba, especially without permission and pre-approved consent. The Most High sees you. Hold on, pardon me. Okay, I see. The Most High sees you, me, him, her, them, and us. Not only does it take us and it owns us, it also sees us as well, which means it can see us, but this means sees. That means it take you. The cosmic jury and judges shall rule in the favor of the honest, righteous, loyal, faithful, committed, determined, and honorable. Let the natural laws take its course. In respect to sovereignty, you are the Most High, having an absolute free-willed, universal and spiritual, sovereign and indigenous, human experience, and you honor and respect that universal and spiritual, sovereign and indigenous power within yourself and others. You respect the natural common law principles of existence and reality and focus on your own path, your own powers, and your own goals without intruding invading, and interfering with another sovereign spirit's body, life, property, and or rights. Angels, gods, and goddesses are always sovereign. Demons, devils, Satan, and Lucifer are always subjects, slaves, the making of, and citizen of a sovereign divine spirit, the Most High. A sovereign divine spirit is native to their land, planet, and territory. Earth is our land and territory, and we have universal jurisdiction over our self, body, rights, will, and land. Well, I should really say private. We have private jurisdiction over our self, body, rights, will, and land. But we all universally have those private rights. So we universally have private jurisdiction over our own self, our own body, our own rights, our own will, and our own land. Sovereigns respect other sovereigns, or they will be breaching the natural common laws of the Most High by conflicting and warring over free land, free power, free sources, but we can call it free resources for now, free territory, and private jurisdiction, contract. Warring over contract and all that shit. If you're a sovereign spirit, then you are a king and queen sojourning the infinite, the infinite. You are a king and queen exploring the absolute. Salute. I am a sovereign spirit having a sovereign spiritual, spirit ritual life. Sovereignty is all about responsibility, self-discipline, honor, integrity, self-expression, self-dictatorship, self-strategic, self-loyalty, integrity, honesty, faith, absolute truth, and divine courage. A sovereign is a man or woman of their word. They keep their promises and don't make promises that they can't keep. You must be bold to claim what is yours when it's yours, and stand up for what you know is righteous, honorable, just, fair, equal, reasonable, and honest. Sovereignty is not about ruling or controlling other people or the mass. It's about honoring your contract with the Most High and respecting people's velocity, which means their consent and their choice, their boundaries, and space. Everybody is spiritually sovereign and is in the image of their sovereign prime creator, Yahweh or Yahwashi. So don't use your sovereign powers to dictate other people's way, life, belief, thoughts, and emotions. In other words, we are not all here to experience the same things. Not believing me is part of the variety of experiences that you can choose from as well, and I must honor and respect it without force. That doesn't mean I cannot protect and defend myself with my own free will as well. Therefore, cause and effect, action and its result, reward and or punishment will rule what happens now and next. Sovereignty, literally, specifically, and exactly means that you are the law of your land, your body, yourself, and your actions. Full responsibility, full liability. It doesn't take away your liability of your responsibility. You're responsible, fully responsible. Even more than ever, actually. You set the laws for your servants if it's not yourself, if you're not your servant. And your servants, subjects, principals, workers, employees, agents, and slaves obey those man-made laws of yours. And you, Yahweh, you are original and inspiringly creative. You honor the nature and earth and take care of it as if it is your own home. As if it is your own home, body, consciousness, and backyard. I am earth. Sovereign spirits do not impose their beliefs on other sovereigns unless they are declaring war, also known as martial law, war law. Sovereigns are too busy living their own life and dreams to have time to focus on what another sovereign spirit is doing with their own free-willed life. My motto is, if what you are doing does not directly affect me, harm me, or threaten me, mine, and or the people and things that I love, then you are safe. Yet you are, but then you are safe. But once you do harm, but once you do harm me, force me, breach my will, invade me, and threaten me, then you are committing an act of war and a common law offense, breach of spiritual contract. This is actually what leads to war if you think about it. People is using their sovereignty in the wrong way. It's creating war, you know? When you take someone's child, that's an act of war. You're trying to commit war? You're trying to commit war? You done took my child? You just shot my mom? Oh no, I'm not going to forget. I'm going to come back and kill you. I will kill you. I'll build up a team just to murder your ass. You know what I'm saying? So when someone breaches those common law duties in that spiritual contract, they're pretty much saying, hey, I want to get killed. I want to get murdered. Come look for me. You know? So there's certain boundaries that sovereigns know. You don't impose your belief and way on someone unless you're trying to commit an act of death. Sovereign spirits are autonomous, also known as self-governed and self-regulated go-getters, and attract what they intend to attract and or connect with and or to. Sovereign spirits know how to effectively speak and communicate to others. In addition, sovereign spirits are skilled at defending their servant, also known as their human's physical body, effectively in courts, on the streets, and or wherever. Sovereigns are not easy to bully and manipulate because they see you coming from afar and properly plan and map things out before they do them. They are also trained in combat and know how to fight, defend, protect, sustain, and strategize cautiously. Sovereigns are articulate and very intelligent and non-biased leaders. We don't choose sides when you're honorable. You let the sides choose their sides. You let the people choose what side they choose to be on. As a sovereign spiritual leader, student, and teacher, you must own your own land, assets, and property. It is also clever to be a part of a safe community or nation of similar-minded sovereigns. Sovereign spirits know how to live on their own no matter where they go or are at. In other words, sovereign spirits embrace the outdoors as well as sacred places on earth. They know how to garden and raise their own food, crop, farm, and animal life. So farmers are sovereign. They don't need the store of the government to get food. They don't need benefits and food stamp. They're completely autonomous, self-regulated like the breath. They know how to protect themselves and combat if attacked from intruders. They know how to persuade and convince people with their cunning, intelligent, and verbal spew. A sovereign spirit is their own self-master and self-authority. Nations and states are sovereign bodies of politics and beliefs, although their citizens and members are not. Citizens and members are considered to be sovereigns, citizens, aka agents of sovereigns. Sovereign spirits are not citizens, members, and any title denoting the alike. In other words, being under someone else's statuses. Because sovereignty is a status. Got to be in your appropriate status, appropriate persona, and your appropriate personality. Not your improper personality, but your proper personality. A sovereign knows how to enforce and assert their natural rights and know when to speak or remain silent. Silence is golden at the right time and can be your worst enemy if you should be speaking but you're not. Remember, unrebutted affidavit says the truth is karma. It may not be so golden there to be silent. Sovereign spirits remain vigilant, conscious, aware, and careful of what comes from their heart. Mind, and mouth. Sovereign spirits are masters of realities, territories, paradigms, and realms, and they control their own vision, focus, and intent to further advance and strengthen their divine powers. Yahweh. Sovereigns are spirits, and spirits are sovereigns. The body is a citizen, slave, and debtor to the sovereign spirit, dictating and crediting it. Spirit oversees the flesh and monitors the ego, the earthly body, and earthly identities, as if spirit is the audience and the ego and the spirit oversees the flesh and monitors the ego, the earthly body, and earthly identities, as if spirit is the audience and the ego, and boy, and the body is the show. Okay, I see what it is. Okay, I see. So spirit is the audience and the ego, and the body is the show. So I gotta put a D right there. So the spirit is witnessing the body perform. The sovereign's witnessing the body pretty much do its act and play its part. You see what I'm saying? So the body is the show, and the spirit is the audience or the witness seeing through the eyes. The one behind the eyes, not the eyes itself. Sovereign spirits are fearless, brave, and courageous beings, and do what must be done to sustain truth and justice. Justice. A true spiritual sovereign can create and make something out of nothing, and they do not need governmental benefits, assistance, and man-made privileges to create it and or manifest it into the physical plane. A true sovereign, Heru, hero, knows how to be their own power of attorney, lawyer, advocate, administrator, presenter, because you're not representing yourself, you're presenting the truth and the facts, executor, the one who executes the will and execute the commands and orders, creditor, and employer. The sovereign divine spirit rules it all. A true sovereign has their priorities straightened out, and they are enabled to defend, protect, and feed their family without stealing it or robbing it from another. A true sovereign spirit knows the highest self, heart to heart, soul to soul, and they honor the Most High's natural laws, common law, and universal principles. Animals are sovereign spirits. Plants are sovereign spirits. Humans are sovereign spirits. Chairs, beds, and even paper are sovereign spirits with free will choice. Literally everything that has spirit and life is a sovereign spirit. Your entire body is self-regulating and does not need another human so it can pump, function, and work. For example, your brain, your heart, breath, digestive system, immune system, and so on is sovereign, also known as self-regulated. As the sky and ocean is autonomously self-regulated. I mean, you can deliberately breathe, you know what I'm saying? You can deliberately pump your heart too, and deliberately move your brain, and deliberately digest, and deliberately boost up your immune system, but overall it's self-regulating. Like, it doesn't need your input to do what it does. So even your organs are self-regulating. Therefore, all things is a perfect mirror of the Most High, because only the Most High is truly sovereign. In other words, the Creator, aka Spirit, allows us to be sovereign. So, therefore, all things is a perfect mirror of the Most High, because only the Most High is truly sovereign. Everything gets its sovereignty from the Most High and will return it once the term is complete. Yahawashi. The Most High guides us, directs us, instructs us, and leads us into victory, triumph, and success. This body follows and obeys this blueprint and path. Sovereignty is a spiritual thing and will always be. It truly has nothing to do with gold, silver, dollars, money, power, ego, or any of that. But they are part of it. They are part of it if you reach that level of understanding. Sovereignty is simply our original state of being. It is nothing new or old. It's a continuation of what already is and what has already been. Sovereignty is the knowledge and expression of self. You know yourself better than others think they know you, and sometimes you know them more than they know their self. You use this power to benefit yourself and the whole, all of us, the one, the all. Every sovereign must know about their energy, consciousness, powers, chakras, auras, universal laws, natural laws, and common laws before they are truly free and sovereign spiritually. Those laws are where every sovereign receives their authority to self-govern and self-rule. For as long as sovereign beings do not contract or agree or consent to become a subject, slave, worker, or bondmaid to another sovereign power and jurisdiction, that sovereign being remains autonomous, self-dictated, self-regulated, and free from external suggestions. So help me Yahushua, pardon me. So help me Yahushua, pardon me. So help me Yahweh Shiva. There we go, because I'm missing that A. So help me Yahweh Shiva. Let's say that one more time to get it right. For as long as sovereign beings do not contract or agree or consent to become a subject, slave, worker, or bondmaid to another sovereign power and jurisdiction, that sovereign being remains autonomous, self-dictated or self-dedicated, self-regulated, and free from external suggestions. So help me, Yahweh Shiva. Sovereignty rules the universe. Sovereigns can move nations with their ideals and voice. That's why you see presidents do what they do. They know who they are and where they stand, and that power can move nations. It's appealing. It's attractive. A true sovereign is powerfully effective and subduing, almost like a sorcerer, magician, teacher, priest, and healer, all in one. A sovereign spirit is respectful as well as balanced. In other words, sovereign spirits do not cling on to one belief or side. They remain flexible and versatile like the Most High. They can declare war and fight war, and or declare peace and live in mutual peace. Sovereignty is not a form of conceit, boastiness, ego, scapegoat, excuse to do what you want, or an easy way out of life. It teaches you how to accept what is and to completely harmonize with the natural ebb and flow of all that is. Sovereignty. You are standing within your own unlimited, universal, and natural liability. Sovereignty is the natural mode of things, whether you call it sovereignty, something else, or neither. To be a sovereign spirit will take a lot of dedication, meditation, going within, quieting the mind, becoming one with self, the inner void, the galaxy behind your eyes. Determination, studying, seeking, questioning, committing, and sacrificing in order to find and be your own highest, sovereign, and honorable self. In other words, your own authority. Other sovereigns want your powers. You must come as the lion, the king of the jungle, and prove why you deserve to live, exist, and continue what you are attempting to do with your own sovereign rights. Do you truly deserve your life? Do you truly deserve success? Are you working for it? Do you truly deserve it? Sovereignty is not a game of winning or losing, but it can be associated with them if you look at it that way. In other words, do you want to win or do you want to lose? And what will you do? And it will cost you to accomplish that answer. So what will you do, and what will it cost you to accomplish that answer? Do you want to win or do you want to lose? Sovereigns honestly Pardon me. Sovereigns honestly do not need to prove anything to anybody in order for their sovereignty to remain intact and active. Nor do they say that they are sovereign in vain and arrogantly egotistical, because they know that they are sovereign and spiritual already, and so is everybody else. A sovereign spirit conducts and writes their own paperwork, and they know the entire power and strength behind it, enforcing it, authorizing its performance. A sovereign spirit is wise, cautious, and slow to decide, consent, or assume. In other words, quick to question validity, where sovereigns are quick to question validity, quick to question proof, and quick to question evidence, and they read what they may agree to or not before they agree with it or not. You cannot just assume the contract's all fraudulent, and you can't assume the contract is all truthful. You got to question things, question validity, question the proof, question the evidence, Be slow to decide, very cautious, slow. All of this is what makes sovereigns live long and healthy, even if some of them are not positive and sincere with the intentions to benefit the whole, the holy, the complete. There is so much to say about sovereignty, but for now this should suffice as an overview and basic stepping stone. Contact me for more information. Live in peace, love, truth, and harmony with all that is. Yahweh. Shalom. Here are some definitions about sovereignty. 1. Supremacy of authority or rule as exercised by a sovereign or sovereign state. 2. 2. Royal rank, authority, or power. 3. Complete independence in self-government. 4. The quality or state of being sovereign. 5. The status, dominion, power, or authority of a sovereign, royalty. 6. Supreme and independent, dependent on the inner, power or authority in a state. 7. Rightful status, independence, or prerogative. 8. A sovereign state, community, or political unity. 9. Government free from external control. So I'm my own governing mental, free from external governed minds, from external control, or external mind control, or government. 10. Self-determination. Alright, 10. Self-determination, self-government, self-rule, government of a political unit by its own people. 11. Royal authority, the dominion of a monarch. 12. Reign. 13. Dominion, rule, dominance, or power through legal authority or lawful authority, spiritual authority. 14. Authority, potency, authorization, I gotta erase this. So it's authority, potency, authorization, say so, dominance. I gotta fix this up. 15. The power or right to give orders or make decisions. He has the authority to issue warranties. Deputies are given authorization to make arrests, a place of potency in the state. Although deputies don't have the authority to arrest you or put their hands on you, or they're kidnapping you because you have no contract with them that compels you to perform for them. 16. Supreme power, domination, supremacy, primacy, sway, ascendancy, kingship, suzerainty. So obviously the Most High must be the supreme sovereign and dominant supreme person or being. 17. Sovereignty means that God, as the ruler of the universe, has the right to do whatever it wants. Further, it is in complete control over everything that happens. 18. The quality or state of being sovereign. 19. The status, dominion, power, or authority of a sovereign, royalty. 20. Supreme and independent power or authority in government, as possessed or claimed by a state or community. 21. Rightful status, independence, or prerogative. So this is pretty much the same thing. 22. A sovereign state, community, or political unit. 23. Supreme and unrestricted power as of a state. 24. The position, dominion, or authority of a sovereign. And 25. An independent state. So now it should be clear what a sovereign means. Here are some definitions about honor. 1. High respect as that shown for special merit, esteem. 2. Good name, reputation. 3. A source or cause of credit. 4. Glory or recognition, distinction. 5. A mark, token, or gesture of respect or distinction. 6. The place of honor at the table. 7. A military decoration. 8. A title conferred for achievement. 9. High rank. 10. The dignity accorded to position. 11. Awed by the honor of his office. 12. Great privilege. 13. Use with his, her, or your as a title and form of address for certain officials such as judges and mayors. 14. Principled uprightness of character. Personal integrity. Principal honor, principalities, morality. 15. A code of integrity, dignity, and pride, chiefly among men, that was maintained in some societies, as in feudal Europe, by force of arms. 16. A woman's chastity or reputation for chastity. 17. Social courtesies offered to guests. 18. Special recognition for unusual academic achievement. 19. A program or individual advanced study for exceptional students. 20. The right of being first at the tee in golf. 21. Any of the 4 or 5 highest cards, especially the ace, king, queen, jack, and 10 of the trump suit, in card games such as bridge or whist. 22. The points allotted to these cards, often used in the plural. 23. To hold in respect, esteem. 24. To show respect for, honor. 25. To bow to another dancer in square dancing. 26. Honor your partner. 27. To confer distinction on. 28. He has honored us with his presence. 29. To accept or pay as valid. 30. Honor a check, a store that honors all credit cards. 31. To show appreciation, respect, or affection for someone with a public celebration. The newlyweds were honored with a dinner given by the bride's grandmother. These are some related words to sovereign. To honor. Pardon me. Related words: acknowledge, cite, commend, compliment, credit, thank, extol, also extol, glorify, laud, praise, toot or taught, acclaim, applaud, cheer, hail, laureate or laureate, salute, celebrate, commemorate, memorialize, observe, congratulate, felicitate, honor, honorableness, incorruptibility, rectitude, righteousness, right-mindedness, scrupulosity, scrupulousness, uprightness, artlessness, candidness, candor, forthrightness, frankness, good faith, guilelessness, ingenuousness, plain-spokenness, sincerity, straightforwardness, dependability, reliability, reliableness, trustability, trustiness, trustworthiness, accuracy, objectivity, authenticity, correctness, genuineness, truth, and credibility. And these are near antonyms, the opposite of synonyms pretty much, because these ones are related words mean synonyms, and words that are opposite of synonyms are related are called antonyms. Discredit, disgrace, dishonor, humble, humiliate, shame, bad mouth. Actually, humble is supposed to go up there. Bad mouth, defame, libel, malign, slander, boo, hiss, hoot, jeer, censure, condemn, damn, denounce, reprobate, mock, put down, ridicule, slight. And that's the opposite of honor. Here are some definitions about autonomy. So all this is all together, because you got to know what you're saying and why you're saying it. Autonomy, the right of an organization, country, or region to be independent and govern itself. Demonstrators demanded immediate autonomy for their region. The universities want to preserve their autonomy from central government. The ability to make your own decisions without being controlled by anyone else. 3. The condition or quality of being autonomous, independence. 4. Self-government or the right of self-government, self-determination. 5. Self-government with respect to local or internal affairs. 6. A self-governing state, community, or group. 7. Independence or freedom as of the will or one's actions, the autonomy of the individual. 8. The state or condition of having independence or freedom or of being autonomous, self-government, or the right of self-government. The rebels demanded autonomy from Spain. 9. The right or state of self-government, especially when limited. 10. A state, community, or individual possessing autonomy. 11. Freedom to determine one's own actions, behavior, etc. 12. Philosophy. 13. The doctrine that the individual human the doctrine that the individual human will is or ought to be governed only by its own principles and laws. 14. The state in which one's actions are autonomous. So this word derives from Greek. Alright, so Greek it means autonomia, freedom to live by one's own laws. See autonomous. So in the 1620s, from Greek, autonomia, independence, is a noun of quality from autonomos, independent, living by one's own laws. From auto, self, combined form, nomos, custom, law. See numismatics. Here are some definitions about integrity. We're about to wrap this up and continue. I'm gonna have to take a pause after this and make another video. One more last video. So here's some definitions about integrity. 1. Adherence to moral principles, honesty. 2. The quality of being unimpaired, soundness. 3. Unity, wholeness. 4. Steadfast adherence to a strict moral or ethical code. 5. The state of being unimpaired, soundness. 6. The quality or condition of being whole or undivided, completeness. 7. Uncompromising adherence to moral and ethical principles, soundness of moral character, honesty, honor. 8. The state of being whole or entire, to preserve the integrity of the empire. 9. A sound or unimpaired condition. 10. Integrity is a concept of consistency of actions, values, methods, measures, principles, expectations, and outcomes. 11. Adherence to moral and ethical principles, soundness of moral character, honesty. 12. The state of being whole, entire, or undiminished, to preserve the integrity of the empire. 13. A sound, unimpaired, or perfect condition. I have always regarded him as a man of integrity. 14. Conduct that conforms to an accepted standard of right and wrong. Demonstrated that he was a man of integrity by taking full responsibility for his actions. So obviously sovereigns have integrity. They are honorable people with integrity. So this is the origin from the 1400s to the 1500s. Late Middle English. The way the Middle English people used to call it is integrate, 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 integritas. See integer or integer ity. So most of these words come from these places. All right, let's go ahead and continue and finish off. Hope you guys are with me, taking note. Barbara Killinger offers a traditional definition, quote unquote. Integrity is a personal choice, an uncompromising and predictably consistent commitment to honor, moral, ethical, spiritual, and artistic values and principles. In ethics, integrity is regarded by whom? As the honesty and truthfulness or accuracy of one's actions. Integrity can stand in opposition to hypocrisy, in that judging with the standards of integrity involves regarding internal consistency as a virtue, and suggests that parties holding within themselves apparently conflicting values should account for the discrepancy or alter their beliefs. The word integrity stems from the Latin adjective integer, whole, complete. Now you see why they have that on the ruler and stuff, integers. In this context, integrity is the inner sense of wholeness, deriving from qualities such as honesty and consistency of character. As such, one may judge that others have integrity to the extent that they act according to the values, beliefs, and principles they claim to hold. A value system's abstraction depth and range of applicable interaction may also function as significant factors in identifying integrity due to their congruence or lack of congruence with observation. A value system may evolve over time while retaining integrity if those who espouse the values account for and resolve inconsistencies. In today's system, we do not have integrity, honor, none of that, man. We're living a very dishonorable life. Some people are, obviously. Not all of us. We can't put ourselves with them people. They're strangers, Gentiles, foreign. Don't know what they believe in. I don't believe the same, and I have no space to believe the same. So synonyms, things that sound the same to integrity: honesty, principle, honor, virtue, goodness, morality, purity, righteousness, rightness, probity, rectitude, truthfulness, trustworthiness, incorruptibility, uprightness, scrupulousness, reputability, unity, unification, cohesion, coherence, wholeness, soundness, completeness, character, decency, integrity, uprightness, virtue, virtuousness. Here are the acronyms or the antonyms: corruption, dishonesty, immorality, disrepute, deceit, duplicity. And here are some related words: high-mindedness, honor, incorruptibility, irreproachability, irreproachableness, right-mindedness, scrupulosity, scrupulousness, appropriateness, correctness, decorousness, decorousness, decorum, etiquette, fitness, propriety, seemliness, ethics, and morals. Alright, we're almost towards the end. Here are some definitions about principle. 1. A general truth, rule, or law, the principle of gravity. 2. The theory by which a machine, etc., works, the principle of the jet engine. 3. One's own personal rules or standards of behavior. It is against my principles to borrow money. 4. In general, as opposed to in detail. So in general, as opposed to in detail. 5. Because of one's principles. I never borrow money on principle. 6. High moral principles, not principles. 7. A basic generalization A basic generalization that is accepted as true and that can be used as a basis for reasoning or conduct. Their principles of composition characterize all their works. 8. An accepted or professed rule of action or conduct. 9. A fundamental law, axiom, or doctrine. The principles of physics. 10. A personal or specific basis of conduct or management to adhere to one's principles. 11. A guiding sense of the requirements and obligations of right conduct, a person of principle. 12. A rule or law exemplified in natural phenomena, the operation of a machine or the alike, the principle of capillary attraction. 13. The method of formation, operation, or procedure exhibited in a given instance. A family organized on a patriarchal principle. 14. A determining characteristic of something, essential quality. 15. An originating or accuting agency or force. Growth is the principle of life. 16. A constituent of a substance, especially one giving to it some distinctive quality or effect. 17. In principle, in essence, fundamentally, or fundamental, fund your mental, like you're giving it money. 18. On principle. 19. According to rules for right and moral conduct. 20. According to habit or self-imposed regulations. 21. A basic truth, law, or assumption, the principles of democracy. 22. A rule of or standard, especially of good behavior, a man of principle. 23. The collectivity of moral or ethical standards or judgments, a decision based on principle rather than expediency. 24. A fixed or predetermined policy or mode of action. 25. A basic or essential quality or element determining intrinsic nature or characteristic behavior, the principle of self-preservation. 26. A rule or law concerning the functioning of natural phenomena or mechanical processes, the principle of jet propulsion. 27. Chemistry, one of the elements that compose a substance, especially one that gives some special quality or effect. Moving on. Here are some definitions about virtue. 1. Moral excellence, goodness, righteousness. 2. Conformity of one's life and conduct to moral and ethical principles, uprightness, rectitude. As you're seeing, all these words pretty much mean the same thing. 3. Chastity, virginity, to lose one's virtue. 4. A particular moral excellence. Compare cardinal virtues, natural virtue, and theological virtue. 5. A good or admirable quality or property. 6. The quality or practice of moral excellence or righteousness. 7. A particular moral excellence, the virtue of tolerance. 8. Any of the cardinal virtues, prudence, justice, fortitude, and temperance, or theological virtues, as in faith, hope, and charity. 9. Any admirable quality, feature, or trait. 10. Chastity, especially in woman. 11. Archaic or effective, active, or inherent power or force. 12. By virtue of, in virtue of, on account of, or by reason of. 13. Make a virtue of necessity to acquiesce in doing something unpleasant with a show of grace, because one must do it in any case. 14. A virtue is a positive trait or quality deemed to be morally good and thus is valued as a foundation of principle and good moral being. Personal virtues are characteristically valued as promoting collective and individual greatness. The opposite of virtue is vice. So this word is a old French word. It's called virtu. In Latin, it's called virtus. I can't really speak Latin like that, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. But this is where it's coming from Latin, French, and all that stuff. Greek people. Manliness, courage, from man. Virtue, Latin. Virtus, ancient Greek. Arete is moral excellence. All right, here we go. Here's some definitions about moral. 1. Of or concerned with the judgment of the goodness or badness of human action and character. 2. Moral scrutiny, a moral quandary. 3. Teaching or exhibiting goodness or correctness of character and behavior. 4. A moral lesson. 5. Conforming to standards of what is right or just in behavior, virtuous. 6. A moral life. 7. Arising from conscience or the sense of right and wrong. 8. A moral obligation. That's why it's a contract. 9. Having psychological rather than physical or tangible effects. 10. A moral victory, moral support. 11. Based on strong likelihood or firm conviction rather than on the actual evidence. 12. A moral certainty. 13. The lesson or principle contained in or taught by a fable, a story, or an event. 14. A concisely expressed precept or general truth, like a maxim. 15. Rules or habits of conduct, especially of sexual conduct, with reference to standards of right and wrong. 16. A person of loose morals, a decline in the public morals. So let me see, we got one. Alright, we got about 2 more left. I'm gonna have to fix this later because I gotta move this up. So the next one we're on is royalty. Here are some definitions about royalty. 1. Royal persons collectively. 2. Royal status, dignity, or power, sovereignty to be elevated to royalty. 3. That's funny they said that. Royal status, dignity, or power, sovereignty to be elevated to royalty. So the tribe of Israel is a royal family, obviously. It's a sovereign royal family. A sovereign royal nation. 3. A person of royal lineage, member of a royal family or nation. 4. Royalties, archaic, prerogatives, rights or symbolic emblems of a king, queen, or other sovereign. 5. A royal domain, kingdom or kingdominus or kingdomain, realm. 6. The rank, power, or position of a king or queen. 7. Royal persons collectively. 8. One who belongs to a royal family. 9. Any quality characteristic of a monarch, kingliness or regal dignity. 10. A percentage of the revenue from the sale of a book. Royalty. Performance of a theatrical work, use of a patented invention or of land, etc., paid to the author, inventor, or proprietor or the proprietor. 11. Office or position of a sovereign. 12. Sense of prerogatives or rights granted by a sovereign to an individual corporation. 13. Here are some definitions about self-regulating. See, like I told you, I'm not done editing this yet, but by the time I'm done editing this and finalizing it, it's going to look a little bit different than what it looks now because there's a lot of things I'm doing to it. So, let's begin. Here are some definitions about self-regulating. 1. Regulating oneself or itself. 2. Regulating itself automatically. 3. Adjusting, ruling, or governing itself without outside interference. 4. operating or functioning without externally imposed controls or regulations, a self-regulating economy, the self-regulating market. Free trade used to be self-regulating too, even our government system. It's no more. We let it change. 18, pardon me, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right. Functioning automatically, a self-regulating machine. 6, of a business, society, etc., enforcing or upholding its own rules and laws without external agency or intervention. And we are near the end. Self-regulated learning, SRL, is learning that is guided by metacognition, thinking about one's thinking, strategic action, planning, monitoring, and evaluating personal progress against a standard, and motivation to learn. Self-regulated describe a process of taking control of and evaluating one's own learning and behavior. Self-regulated learning emphasizes autonomy and control by the individual who monitors, directs, and regulates actions toward goals of information acquisition, expanding expertise, and self-improvement. Paris and Paris, 2001. In particular, self-regulated learners are cognizant of their academic strengths and weaknesses, and they have a repertoire of strategies they appropriately apply to tackle the day-to-day challenges of academic tasks. These learners hold incremental beliefs about intelligence as opposed to entity or fixed views of intelligence, and attribute their successes or failures to factors. For example, effort expended on a task, effective use of strategies within their control. Dweck and Leggett, 1988, Dweck, 2002. References. Finally, students who are self-regulated learners believe that opportunities to take on challenging tasks, practice their learning, develop a deep understanding of subject matter, and exert effort will give rise to academic success. Perry et al., 2006. In part, these characteristics may help to explain why self-regulated learners usually exhibit a high sense of self-efficiency. Pintridge and Skunk, 2002. In the educational psychology literature, researchers have linked these characteristics to success in and beyond school. Corno et al., 2002. Pintridge, 2000. Winnie and Perry, or Wine and Perry, 2000. Self-regulated learners are successful because they control their learning environment. They exert this control by directing and regulating their own actions towards their learning goals. Self-regulated learning should be used in 3 different phases of learning. The first phase is during the initial learning. The second phase is when the troubleshooting a problem encountered during learning. And the third phase is when they are trying to teach others. Palinsar and Brown, 1984. See, right here I have to bring this down more, but pardon me about that. Like I said, I'm still working on this, not complete yet. Alright, self-regulation from the social cognitive perspective looks at the triadic interaction among the person. For example, beliefs about success. His or her behavior, for example, engaging in a task. And the environment, for example, feedback from a teacher. Zimmerman et al. Specified 3 important characteristics of self-regulated learning. 1. Self-observation, monitoring one's activities, seen as the most important of these processes. 2. Self-judgment, self-evaluation of one's performance, and reactions to performance outcomes. The second one is self-judgment, self-evaluation of one's performance. And the third one, the last one, is self-reactions, reactions to performance outcomes. So, to the extent that one accurately reflects on his or her progress towards a learning goal and appropriately adjusts his or her actions to maximize performance, he or she has effectively self regulated. During a student's school career, the primary goal of teachers is to produce self regulated learners by using such theories as information processing model (IPM). By storing the information into long-term memory or a live document like a run book, the learner can retrieve it upon demand and apply it to tasks, becoming a self-regulated subconscious learner. And right here I'm going to be putting some videos and stuff like that so you guys can check it out. And so like I'm doing some work on it, I hope you guys enjoy that one. That one was pretty lengthy, but it covered up a lot about sovereignty. Because people have the wrong concept of what sovereignty mean and stuff like that. They think it mean to overpower someone or walk around claiming this title and think they're immune from certain punishments and laws, and it's not true. But you are the crown, you are the king, you are the highest, just like a crown chakra. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Contact me if you have any questions. And may the power and the strength of the Most High be with you always. Shalom. Yahawashi.